What's going on, everybody? Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Naznansky. The time is 11:30. The date is February 11th. It is roughly 11:30. Now, you could be watching this later on in the afternoon, not live, but the live time, if you are watching this tape, the live time is 11:30 on February 11th. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are halfway through the week. I'm excited for today's weather wisdom. I'm pumped up. We got some spring weather on the way. Now, I know there are some negatives of that. There are people who just love winter. There are people who depend on winter, whether you're a snowplow driver, whether you are a winter weather enthusiast, you love snowboarding, skiing, sledding. Obviously, there are negatives to the spring-like forecast that we have on the way next week. If you are watching this, I highly encourage you, please, to be interactive. If you have a question, a comment, if you have anything you'd like to add to this discussion, feel free to type that in the comments section. And even if you just want to say hello, type that in the comments section. How warm could we get here in Milwaukee? Well, you're in luck, Mason. We're going to be talking about that. So, yeah, we are going to be getting definitely spring-like by this weekend and next week. So let's get right to it. Again, if you are watching this live, awesome. Facebook, YouTube, that's great. If you're watching this later on, if you have a question, comment, you can fire away as well. I'll hopefully address those comments in the comment section. So in general, let's pick things up next week. 6 to 10 day outlook going through next week. We're looking at significantly warmer than normal conditions. We are looking at, potentially record-breaking stuff across Iowa down to Texas. I don't think we'll quite get to the record-breaking territory. At the surface, there's going to be a couple little low-pressure systems that come in here. Sure, if we find ourselves in the warm sector of a few of those, we see that brief bump into, well into the 50s, dare I say 60s in southern Wisconsin, then we would get into the record-breaking territory. However, this far out, not ready to start to legitimately start forecasting that. So this is through the Climate Prediction Center. Let's look at the upper levels. As we look at the upper levels here, you're going to see, remember me showing you this map a week ago? We had all the pinks and definitely those whites overhead. That's just an extremely cold air mass in the upper levels. No longer the case. We're kind of right on the fringe of what it would be standard winter cold, centered across the eastern Great Lakes, to warmer than average conditions out west. And watch as we scrub through time here. This is what's important. This really tells a story. That overall ridge down south from Wichita to Dallas, watch the propagation of that. Watch how it goes from the desert southwest, phases farther east. We have one brief little trough, try to swing in here on Saturday, but in general, our weather pattern goes from west to the east. So at the very least, we're looking at a zonal pattern, which would be average to above average, but potentially by Tuesday, that ridge, basically that hill that you're seeing there, the hill, works its way across the upper Midwest. If that's the case, and at the surface, we're in a warm sector of an area of low pressure. We're going to be in the 50s. So let's look at the current temperatures across the Midwest here. And today, a little step back from yesterday, but still comfortable. I mean, you got 31 in Milwaukee, 20 in Rhinelander, 30 in La Crosse, 42 in Des Moines, 42 in Sioux Falls. So nice standard day here. The sun is shining. It's pretty nice outside, and that's the case across much of the Midwest. So again, if you are watching this again, if you have a question, comment, please feel free to fire away. But let's see here. What's up, Bobby Gardner? How you doing? All right, let's get back to it. Let's look at the computer models. This is what you guys came for. Let's start off with the European model. Now, I haven't looked at the recent data, but the prior trends with this, the European not as warm as the GFS, but let's see if that still holds true. Let's pick this up on Friday. Midday Friday, I think we're in the 40s in Milwaukee. La Crosse could pop 51. Let's go into Saturday. 40s again. Look at La Crosse, 55. Rhinelander, 45. That's bad news for the snowmobilers. Don't want to see that. 58 North Platte, Nebraska, 55 in Denver. Let's go Sunday. Sunday could have more of a westerly component to the wind. Let's see if we warm up in Milwaukee even. Yeah, look at that. Sunday. European is going 47 in Milwaukee in the afternoon, 60 in Des Moines, 60 in St. Louis. Now let's go Monday. Look at that, Monday. European model, 50 degrees in Milwaukee, 53 La Crosse, 61 Des Moines, 48 Twin Cities, Chicago, 54 degrees. Straight up spring. I know it's just a tease. We got a long ways to go with winter. Let's see what Tuesday does. Tuesday could be really interesting if we get a surge of warmth. Tuesday backs off actually a little bit. Maybe a little east component to the wind in Milwaukee, but still 53 in Chicago, 63 in St. Louis, 54 in La Crosse. That's the European computer model. Let's roll with the GFS. It's crazy, but fun, right? All right, let's pick things up again. Friday, GFS, scrub through time. Sorry, I went a little too fast. Friday, 41, according to the GFS. Saturday's not as warm as the European. Still 42. Comfy. I like that. Let's go Sunday. This is taking time. It's like locked up a little bit. I'm going too fast. Sunday, back it off a little bit. So Sunday, upper 30s according to GFS. This is new. GFS was warmer prior runs. Let's go Monday. Let's see if we get that surge on Monday. The 50s out west. 41 Milwaukee. La Crosse. So what this hints to, I could dive deeper. There must be like a good east component to the wind. Because I mean, look at La Crosse 52, Milwaukee 41, O'Hare at 46. And then Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, look at that contrast. 39 in Milwaukee, 65 in Des Moines. So this most recent GFS has backed off a bit on the warmth. Still mild, but definitely not the 50s. I still looking at everything going back even to this map. Unless the lake screws it up, or if we get a center of low pressure to track farther south and we never quite make it into the warm sector, this screams major warm up, this map right here, which coincides basically with the Climate Prediction Center. So I'm still comfortable going at least 40s next week. Maybe the potential for a couple 50-degree days. Meteorologist Brendan Johnson's forecast from this morning. I think, again, there's a lot that we don't want to change. We don't want to promise 50s and then have to backtrack. That's the last thing we want to do as smart forecasters. So we'll just ease into this. And I bet you Brendan eases into this. Yeah, there you go. 40s, 45 Monday, 47 Tuesday. Hey, he went 51 on Wednesday. So, yes, I like this forecast. I'll probably have something very similar this evening unless things change. So, yeah, I mean, I got to move Valentine's Day over. This looks very spring-like, guys. And, I mean, this time of year, 40s and sunshine, 50 and sunshine. Just feels wonderful. February, you start to get that warmth of the sun a little bit more. All right, let's see anybody else. Sai says, wowza, you got it. Sarah says, warmer temps Saturday, please. My car needs a good cleanup. Yeah, I think so. I think this weekend is going to be like prime time for getting your car washed. Obviously, it's going to be it's going to be a little packed at the car wash. But yeah, I mean, a great opportunity for that this weekend. Clean the interior cars, maybe get outside. If the snow melts enough, maybe you can do a little bit of early spring cleaning. Maybe there were some leaves that built up since fall, or just go for a walk, enjoy it. Should be really, really good. If you happen to be watching right now, or if you are watching taped, please feel free to fire away questions, comments. I appreciate everybody who's joined so far. Also, if you are on Facebook and you aren't on YouTube, head over to YouTube and search for Brian Niz, Weather Wiz, and subscribe to my channel. Hit subscribe. As we grow that channel, more people will see it. It'll be more worthwhile for me to do this as I try to explore into all the different digital streams. So thanks, everybody. And I appreciate it. And we'll see if this warmth pans out. In the meantime, have a good one. Later.